With how the recent contracts have been structured for the Chicago Bears, according to Over the Cap, the Bears have about $58.8 million left in this free agency period. And yes, that is after signing safety Travarius Moore, safety Kevin Byard, and running back DeAndre Swift. All of which, in my opinion, I think have been great signings so far by Ryan Poles because it addresses our next starting safety, a depth piece in the secondary, and a running back one that's only 25 years old on a 3-year contract that is friendly in the third year in case the Bears want to move on from him. And he still has a lot of potential. But Poles was pretty quiet yesterday after DeAndre Swift's signing, not really being linked to anyone else and still having a lot of cash left. But there are 4 guys that I think Ryan Poles has his eye on at the moment and could try to sign today over the next couple of days. And I think would be great for this team that address key areas of need and allow us to focus on the draft. Bears did lose a few key players like defensive tackle Justin Jones to the Arizona Cardinals, and it sounds like wide receiver Darnell Mooney in Kansas City to reunite with Matt Nagy. There is major interest from the Chiefs, so expect the deal to get done today. But overall, I mean, it's weird to see them go. I'll be honest, Justin Jones, I was kind of hoping would come back, and unless Poles went out and got Wilkins. Justin Jones had 58 total tackles last year with 6 sacks as a defensive tackle. Pretty impressive. And on top of all this, our division did not get any easier. Packers signed Xavier McKinney and Josh Jacobs to their roster, and then Aaron Jones, who was released by the Packers because of Josh Jacobs, is now heading to the Minnesota Vikings. So Poles is going to have to make some moves here, not only to fill in for the talent loss, but also to keep up with the competition within the division as they improved in different areas. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Today, I am going to run through 4 players that I want Ryan Poles to sign to improve this team in case we really stick with only 5 of our picks. Now, before I begin today's show, if you have faith in Ryan Poles, which I do, in getting this team up to speed and making moves for this roster to be better over the next couple of days, make sure to hit the like button on this video and comment who you want Ryan Poles to sign that is still available in free agency. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you for helping me hit 14,000 subscribers, guys. Super excited and grateful for all you. If you hit that subscribe button, you will stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news. So let's start off with the first guy I'm going to run through today, Connor Williams, center, who last year played with the Miami Dolphins. The 26-year-old is 6'5", 312 pounds, very athletically built, great center. He did only play in 9 games last year due to a knee injury, so that's the one thing that I think is why he's on the market, because he has been one of the best centers in the league over the last 5 years. Big center, one of the best, can pass and run block, can break it to the second level, great at reading defenses. I mean, the resume is everything you want in a center. His injury history is just probably what's scaring GMs a little bit, and his projected contract, but we'll see what ends up happening. We need a young vet who can protect whoever our next quarterback is, whether that is Justin Fields or Caleb Williams. A veteran is the best you can get. He understands the league. He understands the speed. Less mistakes, less nervousness. Overall, just more experience. And he's still only 26 years old. So we could put him on a 4-year or a 3-year contract, whatever anyone's feeling. And he'll still be on this team for a long time playing at a high level. Right now, he is projected a 4-year, $55 million contract with about $37 million guaranteed. That is one of your big contracts you bring in free agency, but you get one of the best. It's a $13.75 million annually, but Poles is really good at structuring contracts, so hopefully it'll be a little less. And that's about what Lloyd Cushenberry III got when he went to the Tennessee Titans, which, if you've been following the channel for a while, that was the guy I really wanted Chicago to bring in, wishing Lloyd the best in Tennessee. But overall, I mean, Connor Williams is just as good, if not better. It's just his injury history kind of scares me. But overall, wouldn't mind if the Bears brought in Williams. The next guy, the obvious one we've all been talking about. It seems like interdivision signings is a thing this year because I would like Danielle Hunter, edge from the Minnesota Vikings, to come. 29 years old, 6'5", 263 pounds. Last year with the Vikings, he had a career year where he was an All-Pro and Pro Bowler, 83 total tackles, 54 of them being solo, 23 tackles for loss, 22 quarterback hits, 16 and a half sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and 2 pass deflections. Partner in crime for Montez Sweat, we've been saying it all along, consistent quarterback pressure and also can stop the run, and also a good mentor for not only Sweat, but if we decide to actually go with another edge in the draft, which kind of I would see it would make sense, but overall, this is a move that would truly help unlock this defense. I mean, that's a Super Bowl defense right there, once you sign Hunter to this team. And time doesn't define this guy. He's going to be 30 at the beginning of next season, but he literally gets better with age. I mean, he had a career year at 29. And all the above is why you want to bring him into the team. Right now, he is projected a 3-year, $63 million contract with $48 million guaranteed. That's your other big contract. $21 million a year is nothing to mess around with, but it's a win-now move. Also, it is good for the future, considering we do have a bunch of draft picks. We can get some edges. We can get some guys up to speed. We have the money. I don't see it being as big of a risk as a lot of other people might. I really like Danielle Hunter. I think he'd be fantastic for this team. He's a leader overall. Love it. And if we do end up drafting an edge, if we trade back a few times or something like that, could be a great mentor for him. My third guy I'm going to talk about today is wide receiver Curtis Samuel from the Washington Commanders, the Darnell Mooney replacement. 27 years old, 5'11", 195 pounds. Last year with the Commanders, he had 613 receiving yards, a 9.9 yard per catch average, and 4 receiving touchdowns. He's a pretty big, fast slot. I mean, 5'11" for a slot, but almost weighing 200 pounds. He's built like a tank. He would kind of be like what Lockett was in Waldron's offense while with Seattle. So good hand strengths, to get the field open. Overall, I would like this signing a lot, and his super respectful contract. He's projected 2 years, $17 million, $10 million guaranteed. So $8.5 million annually, depending on how Poles puts the contract together, could be a lot more friendly. I would take that. I think that, he's been consistent. He plays almost every single game every year, constantly putting up more than 600 receiving yards. He's not your wide receiver one, but he's a good supporting cast. Kind of like Taylor Gabriel was for us a couple years ago, but I would love this pickup. I think that he'd be great. And if we sign him to a 2-year contract, he'll be 29 at the end of it, and he can still re-sign for another 2 year if he works out in Chicago. But a good rental, and it could help develop whether it is Justin Fields or Caleb Williams. And then my final one, haven't talked about this guy at all yet, but DJ Reader from the Cincinnati Bengals, defensive tackle, 29, 6'3", 335 pounds. Last year for the Bengals, he had 34 total tackles, 20 solos, 7 quarterback hits, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, 1 pass deflection, and 1 fumble recovery. He's a bigger Justin Jones. He's a good leader on the field. He's consistently out there playing. He was a big part of that Cincinnati defense when they went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago, up the middle. Overall, I mean, he's projected a 1-year, $6 million contract. It's like a Billings all over again. Sign him. I mean, that's projected. His value could have dropped because of some of these other contracts, so it could be the 4 range. But overall, I mean, he's worked with Andrew Billings too, so it could be a great pairing, good mentors for the two guys in Dexter Sr. and Pickens. But would love to see the Bears make this kind of move. We need a big defensive tackle up the middle, and he'd be the guy. But overall, not a bad deal. I think a leader. He was a captain in Cincinnati. Just, we need to replace Justin Jones at all costs. But those are my 4 guys today before any moves are made. So after this video is out, one of them might be signed to the Chicago Bears, so they might be going elsewhere. But that's what I wanted to give to you guys this morning. Stay tuned for all the live streams when breaking news happens, when we do make some signings. But with that, thank you as always for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, bear down, baby.